I'll wait to hear. I'll send him a message after this. Because now that I'm here, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck my issues were yesterday with everything. It's like,
What issues? What?
just look at you, man. I have no issues.
That's weird. That's weird. This is weird.
Dude. No, but like I think you would make a good therapist.
Everyone tells me that.
Yeah.
Everyone
Why?
tells me that, like, you'd make a good therapist.
Well, I wonder why that is.
They
like,
say I have a face that you just feel comfortable talking to.
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
My
Dude, are you coming in? Are you gonna come?
bye.
What about your husband?
What did you do?
Love you.
What did you do?
Okay.
What did you do?
I don't know. I don't know why she's so angry.
Dude,
Dude, I didn't do
daggers.
anything. I literally didn't do anything.
Like, what did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, no, everyone always tells me I should be a therapist.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. It was like, I told you my first job was like knocking on doors. And sometimes people just like start ranting their life story away to me. And I'd be like, okay, yeah. They're like, sorry. You just have something about you. I just feel comfortable telling you these things. And I'm like, okay.
I think it's because it's like you have like a no judgment. So it's like, I don't know what you even do with the information that you have. Like maybe you share it with Kelly, but like that's it.
Not
Other
really.
than that, it
I mean, it kind of just
away.
like, it stays there, right? Because like, I'm always good about remembering things about people, but like it stays there, but I don't think to share it. But like when if you were to tell me something, it would stay
Yeah.
there and I don't share it or whatever. I just like, it's there. And then when you talk about it again, I'm like, oh, right. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I
but
feel
that's like,
that.
it's not like on the top of my mind type of thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. You're just comfortable to share stuff with.
Thanks, man. I think I appreciate it.
Just feel like
If I was better at school, I would have continued to go and gotten my whatever like degree you need to get to be a therapist. I would totally do it.
were your parents calm?
No, my dad
Maybe-
it kind of is.
Maybe it's calm. Like, what did you get? What did you say that you get mad about again?
Nothing, not really.
That's crazy.
Some things like
I get
irritate me
mad
and
all the
annoy
time.
me.
I get mad all the time.
I don't ever get mad.
Really.
Yeah, like I told you, there's something
boy.
about it. What are we holding?
Sorry, go on.
Something about. I read somewhere it was maybe like Marcus Aurelius. It was like his meditations or whatever, and he basically said like there was a whole thing of like anger and whatnot. I think it was Marcus Aurelius, and it was like the way I think about it. I think I told you this is if I'm angry or if I'm annoyed by something, I always think like, what does getting angry actually do to like solve that problem for me? Because like I just want problems to be solved. Right?
Yeah,
That's my
so-
thing. Is I'm like, how do we fix this? How do we solve this? So I'm like, what is me getting angry and like yelling or screaming or like huffing and puffing, whatever, about this do to actually fix that problem? And like 9.9 out of 10 times, it's nothing. So my brain's just kind of like, then let's just not do that and work on fixing the problem. What will be like helpful in fixing the problem?
Yeah, I get so angry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like anger was like that's like you're dynamite out of a situation, but you're saying it's like the opposite because
I'm like, what does it fix? What does it do
What does
for
it
me?
do? What does anger do?
Yeah, like there's the whole like, oh, you can like express that emotion, then move past it or whatever. But like the way my brain works is like, does it help achieve like my goal of like fixing whatever the problem is or like, you know, moving past that issue or whatever? Like, no, then it's not going to do it. Like, I don't
Yeah.
get road rage, right? I get zero road rage. I drive a ton and I get zero road rage because I'm just like, what is me getting mad and screaming at them and honking going to do?
You're like a Buddhist.
Yeah, I guess. Like, Buddhism, yeah.
like a Buddhism,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, dude, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. Like, I just got. Like, I'm getting a flurry of texts
From her?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You've crossed me for the last time today. See how you like it when you're a hungry, hairy little bear.
What did you do to cross her?
I got orders. She told me, so she told me what she wanted on her sandwich.
Uh-huh.
And I had the order, and I added mayonnaise as she requested.
Uh-huh.
And then she also wanted other stuff, I guess, that wasn't on the sandwich. So she beats me.
So you win. she is mad because you ordered her a sandwich and didn't put everything she wanted on it.
Yeah.
And that was crossing her.
I crossed her for the last time.
Sounds like my brother. That's something my brother would say.
Dude, I don't know. She grew up with a lot of siblings, so I feel like they're like little race cars. They just zoom up to like a 10 on a fight, but then they zoom it back so fast. I didn't grow up with siblings, so I grew up where it's like either we're fucking happy or we're fucking mad and we're gonna fight and like that. Then we'll be done with it. But with siblings, I feel like she just has these microaggressions.
No, some people are like they're just built that way. Like Kelly's family's kind of that way, where like they'll like get really mad at each other and like scream and then go to their rooms for like an hour and then just act like nothing happened and doesn't get addressed. And I'm like, how? Like, how does that work? I mean, everyone's different. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like definitely a lot of her stuff is just sibling stuff. Like
Siblings are
crazy.
crazy.
They're used to like they can cut so deep, so fast, but then like that was it to them. But for me, I'm like I'll stick with me for a week.
Yeah, see, no, I mean, I don't know. Who cares?
Just say sorry for ruining my day. I'm really sorry, sweetie pie.
Don't say that. That just sounds so. That sounds so disingenuous.
Okay, so what am I supposed to say?
I am very sorry for ruining your day. Like, you don't have to add the sweetie pie. That sounds so disingenuous.
I am very sorry for ruining your day. She's already typing back. I'm fucked. Thank you. Should I say you're welcome?
No. Yeah, of course.
Welcome back to the Visitor Barking Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Vargas. We have a special guest on the show tonight. This is a part 2 with Curtis Foreman. Welcome back to the show, man. Thanks for coming.
Back again. Yeah, you're welcome.
Dude, what'd you think after your first podcast?
It was fun. I was listening to it on my way to work. I don't know. Podcasting's fun. I think it's definitely a fun time. I don't know how you do it solo, though. Like, I couldn't do a solo podcast. I'm much better, like, bouncing stuff off of people. So you just like talking in a podcast, I could never do that.
I don't know if I get worse. I think it's because when I have 2 people, I'm so focused on like listening to the other person, and then I want to like retort with like something. I'm like forcing myself to be like an extroversion, whereas when I just do it by myself, it's like therapy for me. I can just vent.
Just talking?
And then it's like self-discovery.
That's fair, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm never one to like talk much about myself. But like if people ask questions, I'll happily answer them. So maybe that's some weird mental thing with me. But like your venting therapy podcast thing just doesn't. My brain doesn't understand how you do that. I'd make it like 5 minutes and I'd be like, I'm out of ideas. Like that was the podcast, everybody.
Like this is even hard for me because I want to like jump and cut you off.
Jump in, cut me off. We work in sales. People do it all the time.
But it doesn't sound good on a podcast.
Well, yeah.
I had my friend on, old friend Barber, Isaac, and I listened to the podcast back. And have I told you this? I just cut him off the entire time.
Oh, yeah, no, you did. I don't think you mentioned the name, but you were like, I was listening to a podcast I did, and I just cut someone off all the time.
I would literally ask him a question, and then I'd be like, he'd take too long to answer it. And really, in my head, it's like 10 minutes, but I listened to it back. I just asked it. He's going, and so that's what you meant, right?
So do you have ADHD?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that's an ADHD thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my social skills have declined since I started doing TikTok, and like I come to work, I cold call, and I connect with strangers on the phone. But then there's this other side of me that now goes home and talks to strangers online.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly more comfortable with strangers now than regular people.
I think cold calling inherently ruins your social skills a little bit.
Really?
I mean, you think about it, right? What is cold calling? You find a number, you call someone up, and you say, hey, I'm Alex, nice to meet you, here's what we do, right? True. Are you going to walk down the street, randomly walk up to someone and say, hey, I'm Alex, nice to meet you, here's what I am, like whatever?
It makes you better at that.
It makes you better at that, but like that's such like a like social skills are about how society socializes, right?
Yeah.
That's not what society does. So in a way, the cold calling kind of puts you in a different
I don't know. I think sales like puts us in like this elite branch of communicators because we can go in. We're like a bomb squad technician for a person. Yeah. So we go in and we
diffuse the situations.
Yeah, we assess. We're before we go up to the bomb. We're like, what type of bomb is this? Like, what could happen to me on this call?
Yeah.
And so like I use it when I go to like grocery stores or like if I need something, I use my sales skills all the time, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely ways that sales skills make you better, like communicator or socially, whatever, because you kind of get rid of the fear of rejection. You kind of learn to drive conversations because, like, your whole point is to keep them on the phone type of thing. But I definitely think in ways it definitely hurts you a little bit too.
Yeah, I can see that, I guess, because then I start treating everything like a sale, or I start treating everything like a.
They can't turn it off.
Well, I think it's more like it's not that I want to get them to like me, but it's like I want a result out of a conversation. Like sales is like I'm calling you, I'm being paid to call you to get
money,
X or money or like my service fulfilled. So like in my daily life, I find like even when I go home and talk to Caitlin, she'll be telling me a story, and I'm like my brain is still in this mode where it's like, okay, now what? And now what? And she's like, there's no now what? Like, that's just what happened to me today.
Yeah, sales calls and sales conversations are very structured, right? You're working towards an end goal of, like you said, service, money, whatever. Yeah. With a normal conversation with a person could just be talking. Like, there's no, like, structure or end goal there sometimes.
Yeah. Well, even on the podcast, like, I think I'm, like, I don't have an end goal with you.
You don't have an end goal.
I think I need to get better at just being able to just, shoot the shit, relax on the podcast without having,
Why is it so, like, I've seen you talk to, like, some of your long-term clients, and it seems like you just shoot the shit. You're very relaxed. You're talking. You're like, hey,
but
like,
now I'm
how's it
uptight
going?
with you.
But now now it's like, then you get on a podcast and you're all uptight or whatever, and I'm like,
I don't know why I do that.
To me, that's opposite. Like, I feel much more, like, loose and, like, not uptight on a podcast than I do on a cold call.
I think because a podcast is really, like, an art form. Getting into, like, the content creation, like what we want to talk about today, like the content burnout I'm having. And I hate that word because I feel like a pussy, saying burnout in any capacity.
Why? People get burned out of everything all the time.
Not my family. My family's not allowed to be burnt out. Like, my mom doesn't get burnt out. My dad doesn't get burnt out. They're all just go, go, go 24/7. And, like, there's no feeling.
You want me to give you a therapist answer?
There's no feeling sorry for yourself and, like, sitting to burn out. It's like they start trauma comparing with you if you feel burnt out in my family. Oh, well, you could have this. It could be worse,
I call that the trauma Olympics.
The trauma Olympics. I like that.
So if someone, there's always an Olympics, right, for gold medals in each respective sport Olympics. Or whatever, right? Yeah. No, the trauma Olympics is, who can be the most, traumatized? Who could be the most, like, worse off type of thing? Like, I know a lot of people do it. My family does it sometimes where I'll say something about, like, oh, it took me an hour and a half to get home. And they're like, well, I used to commute 2 hours every day. So, like, that one hour and a half. And I'm like, all right, well, I mean, who cares? But
yeah, it's like, I just wanted a hug.
I was I'm just talking, guys. Like, there's not a competition.
Yeah, I've been talking to strangers all day. I just wanted to come home and be held, man. Like, yeah, no. So I think with the burnout thing with social media, I think like everything else. But it's funny because I didn't really underestimate sales. Like, I knew sales was a hard job getting into it, but I also was so close to so many people who were good at it growing up, and, coming from, my mom who's built her company, and seeing Stephanie Paul and, like, Laura Shrieky, Ray Rainey, like all these people who were really good at it and made a lot of money. So for me, I was like, okay, if I just work a little bit harder than them.
If I do what they do, plus, like, a little more, like,
Plus a little more, I'm like, even if I'm half, like, retarded or whatever. Can't say that word, I guess.
No, you can't.
But even if I'm half retarded, I just doubles down. Even if I'm half retarded.
Triples.
Even if I'm half special education, which I am probably special ed. It was like, I just, I was like, there's no way I can fail if I do this. But when it comes to social media, I feel like such a clown and such a rookie when I started it. I'm just like, the camera quality sucks. The angle sucks. Like, nobody's liking this video. They're like, I suck. I'm worthless.
Maybe you just, I mean, I don't make a lot of, I haven't posted on social media since 2019. Mm-hmm. So but maybe you're focusing on the wrong stuff.
What does that mean?
Like, you're focusing too much on camera angles and lighting. And
yes.
Yeah, you're focusing so much on the production quality that, like, all right, so you're a Lord of the Rings guy.
I love Lord of the Rings.
Rings of Power.
Yeah.
Looks fantastic.
Dude,
set pieces, music, sound design, amazing.
Don't you dare compare me to Rings of Power.
No,
dude.
but my point
it's
is with that.
Inside.
Exactly. My point is the content itself wasn't great. Granted, I've only watched a couple episodes of season 1, and that's about all I could stomach as a
Dude, this is a
Tolkien
great
fan.
comparison that you
But this
just
is my
drew,
point. Is
Rings
like
of
they
Power.
put so much into the production, right? And then the content kind of falls flat. I'm a big gamer. I see that in games all the time. People put $100 million into the production of a game, and then they come down to it, and it looks great. There's cool like mechanics or whatever, but the game itself is kind of empty. And then, and then it flops.
Like, what's the point of
what's
this?
the point? Yeah,
the guards only have a couple moves, or like
yeah,
this.
exactly. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Is like that's in everything. Like you could relate it to sales. Like you could have the most like drawn out.
Yeah, related to
excellent-
sales, you're getting somewhere. I'm feeling it.
You're getting
Relate to
related
sa-
like CRM, pipeline, leads, all of that. But if the thing you're selling sucks, no one's gonna want it. Or you could not
or the
put it
way
into any,
you sell
or
it
the way you
sucks.
sell it.
Yeah.
But or if you have no leads, no CRM, no nothing, but you have a great product and you just call people up and they know it's a great product, they're gonna buy it. It's the same thing with TikTok.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I think I get that. Not to.
Like one of the best videos I've seen you make was the jellyfish stomping ones. Those were
They got millions.
right? But the one of the better ones I saw was you just standing there with the Game of Thrones music playing, saying like, "This weather makes me want to dedicate my life to a king in the north. His name is Stark." You put no production into that. You put nothing. You literally just stood there in a blanket. But because it was a funny, engaging TikTok, it got you like.
It tapped into the Game of Thrones fandom.
It got into a fandom. It got into a niche. Like I think you got to stop putting so much thought into lighting and sound and backdrops and all this or whatever, and just be like, let me just focus on the content, not the production.
Dude, that's incredible. Dude, you're good at this.
Yeah, man.
Why are we doing staffing, dude?
I don't know.
Well, we're
We
kind
could
of
be life coaches.
We're kind of hybrid doing it. And honestly, now that we're working less hours and I feel like we're doing a little bit, just focusing on getting the perms.
Yeah.
You're right. I felt like there's already like 3 lined up.
Yeah.
And we just get the next 3 lined up. So at least if 3 don't work out, we'll land at 1. But 1 is $15,000 to $20K. So it's like the perms have helped balance us so much to where it's like, I actually feel like we have time to do podcasting, or we have time to like focus on like getting out of here at 4, going to the gym, like
Go play some golf once you
play
get a
some
good
golf.
perm. Yeah.
And it's not to say it's always going to be like this, but you know,
It's times change.
Yeah.
And you just got to roll with
it's the end of the year.
waves.
Yeah.
End of the year.
Yeah.
Certain administration, a certain thing is not open.
certain administration. Dude, they don't care. They don't care to open up the government. They don't care. So speaking of Rings of Power, dude. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, speaking of a guy who focuses on the camera lighting,
Yeah.
the gold, the production,
Makes his own social media app.
yeah, and the patches of the military, the Department of War,
Yeah, there
but
you go.
like not focused on what they're actually doing or like if people are happy, they're just focused on the way they
The
want
optics.
it to look.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that you just discovered something great in that. I'm trying to give it a sales analogy so I can kind of compare to like, so it would make sense in my brain. But you're right. I think it's the ideas. Like, I was doing a lot of research on it, and it says like Mr. Beast, like all this Logan Paul, Jake Paul, they were all talking about how like their content started to get better once they started putting more effort into the video. And that sounds basic.
Yeah.
But I guess on sales, it would be like doing call planning.
Targeting
Who you're calling.
Yeah.
And my videos, sometimes I'm doing this, I'm doing that. One day I'm getting an accountant. The next day I'm getting a job. Like, there's no. I have a bad creator vision because I want to do it all, and it's like I feel like I can't narrow it down.
It makes sense. Think about it like sales, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, you've been in staffing longer than me, so you probably know better than me. But it doesn't seem like you
Probably.
could. Yeah, probably, definitely does. It doesn't seem like you can cast as much big of a wide net, I should say, and just be like, give me anything like you got in the IT kind of side of things, and we'll fill it. Like, it seems like things just got to be much more target, like you said, call plan, target, figure out like how much money they're actually bringing in. Could they afford like a 20K
Yeah.
perm right now, or do we have to drop it to 10 over?
Each time it cuts out your audience a little bit more.
But it cuts out your audience, but you'd get success from the audience that you.
Yeah, it's like putting it on. I think it's kind of sales. It's kind of like putting it on the For You page where there are 7 billion hashtag users that use the hashtag FYP. With the jellyfish videos, I started using hashtag jellyfish squish.
Do hashtags still work?
That's the only way. So basically, TikTok works by dumping. Think of it as there's all these quadrants or sections.
Yeah.
And it's a big puzzle board basically. For people that are like, it's all interest based media right now. Like if you watch Gary Vee, he talks about It's interest-based media. So if you're interested in fishing,
gonna
you
get
now
social.
have access to 600,000 people who also post fishing videos. And now you're getting fishing lures, fishing bass, like fishing this. So you have to hashtag fishing, hashtag bass, hashtag bass lures. That'll get all 600,000 of those people to look at that one video. But if you just put hashtag FYP, it might not know to send it to fishing. It might send it over to like some skit about fishing that never
makes
gets
sense.
viewed.
No, that makes sense. Because I recently
It's a search string.
I got
it's just
into-
like a Bouillon search string.
I got into reading like within the last year or so.
Oh, nice.
And I started liking TikToks about like books and the series that I like, and now like half of my videos are just books.
Isn't it
and
the
like
best?
book recommendation. It's just scary.
It's really
The
cool.
algorithm's kind of scary.
I love social media. Like I fought it for a long time, said it was gay, didn't want to do it.
I don't think you can say that.
I can say it. It's my podcast. Okay. Well, I have a lot of gay friends, so I feel like I get the G pass every now and again.
Okay.
And most of my fans on TikTok are gay.
You do kind of have a good following.
They say that I gay
community.
bait.
Gay bait.
Gay baiting.
What is gay baiting?
I guess just getting on there as a man with a beard, a bear. I'm just a bear gay.
Okay.
I do great numbers with the gays. We do it big with the gays. I do numbers with the blacks.
I don't think you do anything that like makes you come off as like, because like I know
Gay?
there's a whole thing of like
You can say gay, dude.
No, because like I know like the whole like Kelly's big into pop culture, so
Yeah.
she tells me about this stuff all the time. And
Pop culture's gay.
One of the big things is like queer baiting, right? Which is like people who are in the queer community, right? Like people will make music or like a piece of art or whatever that kind of hints that maybe they are queer, like the artist,
Mm.
and then they come out as like in like a heterosexual relationship, and they get like labeled a queer baiter, trying to get like the queer audience to like pay attention to them, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's what they meant, gay baiting.
Yeah, but like I don't think you do anything. Like you just
I think it's just the people that gift my live and stuff are typically men who find me attractive. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do about that?
You get on your TikTok live, you make cold calls, you say what's up, you talk about the Ravens, and like I don't. Think
I get
there's-
told I have beautiful eyes
Yeah.
on TikTok. So it's like
I
sometimes
mean, it's a great compliment, but
it
like
feels good.
I don't think you do anything that makes you like
No, I mean,
like feel like you're like faking things for their engagement or anything. Like I feel like you just make a cold call.
yeah, that'd be true. We're I know the gays are trying to kill me.
Dude.
It's like, what is? Have you seen that show?
No, what show is this?
It's not Euphoria. It's that show.
Oh, I hate
from,
Euphoria.
What was that fucking show where the gays are trying to kill me?
I have zero idea what the show is.
Dude, they have 3 White Lotus.
I also hate White Lotus.
Dude, I love White Lotus.
Kelly and I sat down to watch White Lotus. We watched 4 episodes of season 1,
Mm-hmm.
and we were just like, I can't.
No, I love White Lotus. I don't know what her name is. Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh yeah,
From-
she was a
from
funny
Legally
character.
Blonde
She
or-
was a
yeah.
she was a funny character in that.
Yeah, she was good. So like she figures out the gays are basically trying to this gay group in Italy is trying to get her money and they're trying to kill her so her husband inherits the money and he's gonna pay them to kill her off.
Okay.
So they're tied to the mafia, but they're also gay.
Italy, yeah.
So at one point they're like, she's like, the gays are trying to kill me. You've got to believe me. They got to get me out of here. These crazy gays.
Is this in season 1?
No, it's season 2.
Oh, that's probably
Yeah.
why. I was like, I'm pretty sure we were
You
close
want
to
to know
finishing
you
season
want to know
1.
how it ends?
Yeah, I'm
season
not gonna
2?
watch
Oh,
it.
she gets killed.
Don't they all get killed?
No,
or
she
something?
actually kills all the gays, and then she shoots them one with her eyes closed. She goes through the boat like bang, bang, like ends up surviving, killing all of them. Tries to escape from the mega yacht so she can take the dinghy boat to shore. She leans over the edge, falls 12 feet down, probably breaks her neck, falls in the ocean and dies.
Who writes this show? Who comes up with The Rock?
School of Rock, yeah. Oh yeah, because you wanted to know who wrote White Lotus.
Yeah, who wrote White? Like, who comes up with like?
Ned Sheebley.
Oh, it's the same guy who did School
The
of Rock?
actor is the
Oh.
writer and director. Oh. So apparently he wrote a ton of stuff back. He wrote School of Rock.
Yeah.
So that Ned Sheebley, the guy who was played Jack Black's guy that he's impersonating.
Yes.
That's that actor.
Yes.
Is the guy who I think he's the same one from Saving Sarah Silverman. Have you seen that movie?
Yes, a long time
Dude,
ago.
these are
a
great.
long time ago.
Yeah, these are Austin Powers.
Austin Powers. I'm pretty sure I watched Saving Sarah Silverman during COVID because I was sitting in my
Really?
I was sitting in my basement, and like it was that part of COVID where like
Yeah.
I have nothing left to watch. Like, what else is there? And I think I like was scrolling Twitter, and someone told me to watch it.
Dude, where's my car?
Dude, where's my car?
Great.
Yeah.
And
Again,
then-
again, very old, very long time ago. Man, I just don't understand how you could come up with that. Like, what brain comes up with a
I don't
storyline
know.
like that end of season? All right, fair.
Yeah.
Crazy to me.
But no, I don't know how this. Oh, fuck. What should I have stopped the audio? No, I gotta keep the audio going. Sorry, we'll splice this out. Splice that out. But yeah, I don't know. What were we're supposed to? We're staying on top with White Lotus. You know what else were we
Just
talking about?
TikTok content creation burnout.
TikTok content creation burnout. You're
That's
right.
the whole thing we came in today to talk about.
Yeah, and I think it
The
was
whole production quality over.
production quality over
content.
content. Like, so I got on live last night, TikTok live, and I was in my shower smoking, and everybody kept coming on because they thought I was taking a shit. So they're all like, "Are you taking a shit right now?" And so I had like 15
You
people.
were in the bathroom.
I was in, so I have a steam room in my house. So it's
Okay.
it's like a steam room, sauna,
Okay.
shower.
Bougie.
So it looks like it's bougie. So it looks like it's a what's it called?
a bathroom.
Looks like it's a bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sitting down, and you can see me sitting my arm.
and you're in the steam.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
But I told myself, I'm like, I'm not going to, because everything on TikTok Live, if you go on it, it's a circus. It's no different than a circus.
Yeah.
People are spinning plates.
Yeah.
Some people are dancing.
Yeah.
They're doing a pogo stick.
Yeah.
I've seen the lightsaber guys.
Those lightsaber
Have
guys.
you seen the lightsaber
I
guys?
have seen the lightsaber guys.
So you have like your top 10 or 20 people on there. And to me, that's like ABC News, like those are the main channels because they're so popular. They get the biggest, like the top 50 people
Yeah.
are the ones that everybody probably sees. But then you have me who's in like a D5 league, D4. I think there's 5 leagues. I'm in D4. And it goes D league, C league, B league, A league. So most of the people that you see are in the A league. They're in
Okay.
like the tier 1, I'm pretty sure. I'm all the way back in D4. So I'm having this complex that I have at my office, at my job that I had, which I recently kind of stopped doing, but I had it in CrossFit, I had it in football, where it was like if I couldn't be the best, if I couldn't devote everything to it, I stopped. I was like, I can't fucking do this.
that sounds exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Why?
I don't know.
Who cares?
I care.
Why?
It's like shadow boxing. I think it's because it's like, you know, let's imagine if my mom was a dude, right?
What a sentence.
If my mom was a man, and she would have made a lot more sense in my mind. But like, I always looked up to her, and you know what she was able to do in starting her company
very
and all
impressive.
that. Very impressive. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, private jets,
jets.
you know, self-made,
Big office.
Yeah, I don't have that storyline. So for me, it's like if I feel like I always have to make things harder, or it's not like, or I didn't prove myself, and I'm just a rich, spoiled kid.
What's wrong with just being Alex, man?
Thank you, dude.
What's wrong with just being Alex?
I don't know. Alex isn't enough. People need more. People need visitor parking, dude.
I mean, I'm not like, I think it's fun, but that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is your podcast.
I love this.
It's you. That's you. Like that. Like that's Alex.
I love you, man. This is so nice. Yeah, well, I think that's why I like the podcast so much, because this isn't my mom, this isn't my dad, this isn't my family.
Dude, do what you enjoy.
Yeah.
Do what you enjoy.
But I've started to take that tumor, the cancer I had with this company, which was this need to, we got 5 starts, we need
Grow,
10, we
scale.
need 15. Capitalism. You know, so, I mean, obviously I needed enough to eat, but like I never tracked it. It would never be good enough. Growing this company was never good enough for my mom or for my dad. Like I would never compete because they're 20 years ahead. So I'd have to fucking speed up so fast. I'd have to sacrifice everything.
You've been open 5 years.
5 years.
They've been open 22 years.
22 years. Yeah. Probably longer.
You're trying
23.
to do 22 years of progress in 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
But I did that in football, which I was actually football I was great at. Football I loved, but I went to a D3 school. I didn't want to have to go through doing D3, transferring to D2 or D1, putting in a year. I was like, I want it now. If I
Yeah.
didn't get to play D1 right away, I didn't want to play.
That's fair. No one likes riding the bench.
No one likes riding the bench, and I hadn't rode the bench since I started. So I was like, I was a starter when I got to the D3 league. Like, they put me as a starter, and they didn't even know me. I'm like, God, these people are horrible. They don't even know if I can really play at the college level. But then I look around, and they're all 5'9". I'm like 5'10" on a good day. So I was like, I was the tallest one somehow. But no, what were we fucking talking about my complex. So I'm bringing talking about my problems again, which nobody cares to hear. But no, I mean, I think it's just the truth. It's like I started bringing in this stress about podcast has to be number one. The podcast has to be Joe Rogan. The podcast has to be Call
You're not
Daddy.
beating Joe Rogan.
Well, but see what I mean? Like, I'm going to beat him one day.
Yeah?
I don't know, maybe.
And what happens if you don't?
That's the problem.
Yeah.
What happens if I don't is self-punishment, feeling like a loser in my head. You know, it's like, I think it's more like, I love that Joe or anybody else gets to that level and just is recognized for being themselves. And maybe that's just what I want ultimately in life, is just to be able to be myself and that be enough.
Yeah, but you can't be yourself by copying Joe Rogan.
Yeah, you got to be Alex Vargas or Curtis Foreman.
I mean, Joe Rogan doesn't even really do a lot on his podcast. He just has famous people come on and talk about stuff. They have like doctors come on talking about like aliens in space that they found. Like, you see, they found water on Mars or whatever. I guarantee you, he's gonna have some guy come on that's like an astrophysicist. Yeah, there you go. He's like, yeah, let's talk about the water on Mars. Like, Joe Rogan doesn't do the podcast. Joe Rogan just gives someone else a platform to talk.
Yeah. Well, eventually, I think that's what I want to
cool.
do.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's cool, but like, he's also like the face of the UFC and like a really successful comedian.
And I guess he was older too.
He was also, he didn't start it at 30. He's probably started at like 45, 50.
Do you have a phone? How old is Joe Rogan?
How old is Joe Rogan?
And guys, we're not a conservative podcast. We are a liberal podcast here. Curtis is, I don't know his political beliefs, but I don't
Joe Rogan's 58.
58. So he's 60 years old.
Just
and
turned
this just
58.
happened. Joe Rogan's podcast just got big past 5 years. Past 10 years, maybe.
I mean,
it's dominated the
think
past 5 years.
he got pretty big once he had on Elon. And then
that was it, right?
That was like the first, the smoking
yeah.
weed. Like, everyone had the picture of Elon smoking weed. Yeah, no. And then he had on Bernie. You know, he supported Bernie for a while.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, in theory, Bernie's great, but I think Bernie is just another mirror of micro focusing on one subject or, one thing that we can't, like, we're not going to be able to fix socioeconomic, all in one topic.
Bernie's crazy, but I got to give him respect. He stands by his beliefs.
I met Bernie once.
Have you? Just like you met Lamar?
I met Joe Biden and Bernie in the same airport.
Did Joe Biden remember who you were?
Joe Biden, okay, this is a hot take. Joe Biden was attractive. I'm not kidding. I'm not gay, but Joe Biden was hot. Joe Biden, one, is like 6'5".
He is tall.
He swaggered in with his Ray-Bans on. This is before.
How many years ago was this?
This is before he was president. He was he just finished being vice president.
He did have some swagger as a VP. I have to say.
I think he was the vice president at the time.
He has some swagger as a VP. That's
no, because Trump had just gotten to office. My mom gave Joe Biden a hug. She's like, "Oh my God!"
So it was right when he finished.
Right when he finished, and Trump got into office.
The first time.
The first time Trump gets into office. So Biden was a hero. Everyone's like, please come back, like, get rid of Trump. Like, so we were like, Biden was cool.
He was that funny uncle.
He was the funny uncle.
He was the funny cool uncle as a VP.
My baby's right there. Avery, my youngest daughter, is in her little car seat. And he goes right up to her, like, gives her a kiss, like, comes. I don't know. He gave her a kiss or something.
Kissing baby, shaking hands.
I think it was very politically, like,
very, very politician.
He's like, oh, she's so cute. And then, like, my aunt and mom hugged him. But he was a cool dude. He smelled good. He swaggered. But that was back then. But so how many years went by? 10 years later? Yeah. A lot can happen in 10 years after a presidency. Like, talk about stress. Talk about a job that you don't want.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You've seen the before and after pictures of Obama after his years? He's like gray and like, I mean, it probably gives you so much stress.
I heard Obama talking today, and he was saying, can you imagine? Hold on, let me do my
Oh, God.
Can you imagine? Well, I don't know how to do it. I can do Trump, but I can't do Obama. So can you imagine if I sent the National Guard to Texas? If I said, Texas, you're not doing a good job. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to send the National Guard in. He's like, can you imagine what Fox News would have said about me? Can you imagine the civil war that I would have started if I said
Obama
troops?
Actually said this?
He was on a podcast literally today.
Oh, wow.
He literally was like, can you imagine if I sent troops into Texas? Saying
that seems so like
too conservative down there. We're going to go in and fix it up. And I started bashing the governor. He's like, can you imagine the different reaction that I would get?
That's crazy. Like, anytime I've heard Obama talk, he's been so like reserved and thoughtful and
No,
like
I
you know
think-
like it sounds like he's kind of just like balls to the walls like I'm
Well, I think
brain's gone kind of
we
thing.
need him because Trump is like the dirty old grandpa. Biden was like the silly nappy
Trump
uncle.
is what like 80 something.
Trump is like the dirty grandpa who's like, not going to say molesting, but
Oh God, yeah.
I'm not going to say Epstein on this podcast, but I'm not. Trump is the.
I think you could say Epstein.
I think Trump is diddling America right now. Trump, and he doesn't care. He's not going to stop. And I think only thing. I'm sorry, that was too far of a reference. Diddling America.
I don't
Diddling
think you could
Americans.
say that either.
Trump did. I mean, I think
There's
it was
like 10 things in this podcast you're gonna have to edit out.
Dude,
There's so many things you're gonna have to edit out.
This all goes
There's just
live.
so many things.
But I think what we need to understand as an American people is we have to use our voice. And like a lot of people, I lost some friends on this podcast that were big Trump supporters who just don't want to listen to me bash Trump and all that. And
Some people do, some people don't.
but I wouldn't bash George Bush. I wouldn't bash another Republican president like as much as I've done it with Trump because I think
Trump's his own thing. Trump's not a Republican.
our voice is so important right now because it's like if Obama's not saying that, we're just silent. Like it's important for Obama to get out there, is respected amongst everybody, a lot of people, half the people.
I mean,
at least.
I don't think Trump's a Republican. I don't think it's fair to
don't think
lump
so
Republicans
either.
in with. He's his own thing. He's MAGA.
He's MAGA.
Like
They're their
that's
own
its own.
sect.
Like like there's whole like. Have you seen like a political compass? Right, where you have like the top right is the authoritarian right, bottom right is like libertarian, bottom left is like progressive. Democrat.
What's this called? The political compass?
You could take a test, see where you land on it.
Let's pull up the graphic here.
Yep, right here.
Right
That's
here.
the
That's the
political-
political compass right there.
If you can do that editing,
I can
that'd
do
be
that
pretty cool.
editing.
There you go.
I can do that.
Now Trump's probably like his own like wing of like top right somewhere of like MAGA craziness.
Okay, so we've got the Republicans on one side.
You have the right and the left, right? So it's like an X and a Y axis, right?
Okay.
And on the horizontal one, it's the amount of I think it's like I don't know, top and bottom is authority.
It's like a
authority.
gay meter.
No, it's not
It's like a spectrum of gay.
No, it's like how much authority you believe in is top and bottom. So the more low you go, the less authority you believe in. The top is the more authority.
Okay.
And the left to the right is more control and less control or something like that, I think. I'm probably messing it up.
No, but that sounds
But like
pretty
if you go
accurate.
to the bottom right, libertarian, right? They want they want small government, they want like freedom to do whatever because they're libertarian, they don't believe in any of that stuff, right? Then you go on the other side, it's like right next to the libertarian is the liberal left, and it's more democratic, progressive stuff like that. And then above that is like authoritarian left, which is like communism. And then up next to that is
commies.
authoritarian right, which is like Trump.
Yeah.
So it's like they have their own little like. There's a whole thing you could like see where people land on it, like, and you could take the test. Yeah.
I think we're definitely gonna have to pull that up. Production, can we get that pulled up? Can you pull that up for us? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So we'll get
be
there
right here.
We'll get it right here. There. it
Jamie,
is.
pull that up.
Yeah, Jamie, pull that up.
No, yeah, but I think Trump's his own little like spectrum off that of like
his own
craziness. Because I don't think you can like. I mean, I'd say I'm more conservative than you are,
Mm-hmm.
right? I grew up, most of my family's Republican, right? I grew up with a lot of Republicans. I went to a small private Catholic school. Like, I know a lot of conservative people.
I feel like the Catholics and Republicans go pretty hand in hand. I don't know.
Well,
a lot
see,
of
you get, like
liberal
that's the thing. Like,
Catholics.
you get into like all that or whatever, but like, there's a lot of Republicans out there who just don't like Trump.
Yeah.
Like he's like there's things they stand for that they're like, yeah, sure, he does it, but like, I don't know. I don't think it's fair.
he goes so hard on their core, like the abortion rights, that kind of
Oh,
thing.
yeah, no,
Like,
he'll
he'll go so hard on that stuff that all the Republicans are like, well, that's one of our main things, so we're gonna go here.
Yeah, exactly. They're like the lesser of two evils, right?
Right,
Everyone talked
exactly.
about that during all his presidencies or whatever, but I think he's just his own form of crazy, and he only appeals to like that extremely, hardcore authoritarian right kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of people who just sit in the middle and are like, man, it's the lesser of two evils.
Well, I think did you see the thing the Pope said about him? The Pope
No.
came out
The
and
new
kind
one?
of denounced
The
who's
Chicago
American.
Pope? The
yeah.
Chicago Pope.
Oh, that's probably why. He probably doesn't like
See,
them.
there's a picture of him at the World Series that the Cubs were in.
No way.
Yeah, he had his whole like Roman, collar on. He was a priest. He was like in the front row. He was at the Cubs World Series.
Everybody was so excited to see him.
He was
as Pope.
no one expected
First
it.
American
No
Pope.
one expected
You
it.
know
yeah.
why they did that?
Why?
Because of who's in our office, and
You think so?
everybody's bowing, just like they did with Hitler.
What is that? Hitler, Pope.
So
I don't think you can even say Hitler. Can you say Hitler? You're gonna get canceled.
I can say
You're
whatever I
gonna
want on
get
this podcast.
canceled.
There's nothing to cancel. We are nowhere. We are visitor parking. No, but basically, like with Hitler, everybody was kind of afraid of what he might do, so they didn't fuck with him and they bowed down. Versus
appeasement.
Yeah. So Italy,
Like Neville Chamberlain was
Yeah.
like, "Here, take Czechoslovakia."
and he's
yeah.
like, "Yeah, come take England next." And Churchill's like, "Fuck no, you're not coming over here."
That's not what happened.
That is exactly what happened. Chamberlain basically was going to give away England. Churchill's the one who had to step up. I studied this. I was a Churchill fanatic. I went to Churchill's home. I was in
That'd be
England.
pretty cool. Churchill was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, it's not like that wasn't A plus B equals Neville Chamberlain's a dick.
Yeah, no, Neville Chamberlain didn't do anything.
Yeah,
He didn't do anything. That's the fair.
Who was the? What did Churchill say? He's like, that's the man who gave away India.
Yeah, he's the man who gave away India. Yeah.
I think there was somebody else besides Chamberlain though that I'm thinking of. There was another one. There was Chamberlain and then somebody else who basically wanted to bow down to Hitler, and Churchill had to come in and basically be like, "Fuck no! I don't care how small our island is. We're going to defend it, and you can come."
Oh, Oswald Mosley.
It wasn't Oswald Mosley. It was somebody else. It was probably Chamberlain.
Well, Chamberlain was the one who gave him Czechoslovakia.
Do you have a phone?
Yeah.
Pull it up real quick.
What am I pulling
Do you
up?
have ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Never mind. Because we'll have to look. It was Chamberlain and
I'm pretty sure it was Chamberlain and then Churchill.
Chamberlain was the prime minister.
He was.
Okay.
During like
Neville
30,
Chamberlain?
Neville Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Was like 1935 to like 1938.
I just remember that he was gonna he was thinking about surrendering to Hitler, and basically just because that's what everybody wanted.
Oh, so you mean like after?
Right when Hitler was coming to power, and basically,
Well, he kind of did. Appeasement's kind of just like letting him do what he
But I
wants.
think a lot of the reason they elected the first time American Pope was to appease the person who's going to be in power for the next 4 years, who's threatening tariffs on the whole world.
I mean, but this Pope's young. He's going to be in power for a lot longer than 4 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's probably a crazy conspiracy theory on that.
I mean, depending on how you believe it, like
I think it's hard to believe, though, that this MAGA cult that is so extreme in that they want Catholics to rule the world again. They want like that Christianity versus Muslims. The whole so that's another thing with the cultural thing. And we don't want to get too political here. Can I edit some of this out?
so you're gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
You're going down some
No,
scary roads.
but I'm saying I think the MAGA at its core is Christian nationalism. I mean, that's a
I
huge
wouldn't even say that.
that's a huge part of it. It's Christian. They want Christian.
I think he uses that.
Yeah, freedom of religion in school again to preach not Islam but Christianity.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
there was something like in Oklahoma, I think. They passed like a bill, like either a state and local. It was something like local jurisdiction. They passed a bill that the 10 Commandments had to be in every classroom.
yeah, but
and-
not the Muslim, not the
Well, yeah, no,
Quran.
but like
That's Christian nationalism.
no, yeah, I agree. But my point is, I don't think Trump pushes that. I think he just uses them to get what he wants.
Trump pushes Christian nationalism.
I think he just uses it. To
Yeah,
get
well,
what he wants.
I hear what you're saying, but it's being pushed again. But again, this is my theory on Catholicism, the Pope, Trump. I think there's a connection.
I think there's a connection
Totally
between the Pope
unfounded.
and Trump.
Totally no research here done. But I know you come from a Catholic family, so we'll,
don't.
You don't?
No.
Dude, what type of family do you come from? Aren't you Italian?
Yeah,
Aren't they Catholics in it?
Usually.
What are they?
I mean, both my parents were raised Catholic, but neither of them continue to practice.
Okay.
My dad is a Christian. My mom's a Christian per se.
Yeah.
I don't really know the denomination. We didn't go to church on Sundays growing up. We never did any of that. Sunday was baseball day, so we never really did any of that church stuff. And then I went to a Catholic high school for.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
Catholic
So
high
yeah,
school.
no, because the school where I live, there's only one high school in the whole entire county.
Oh,
right?
wow.
You can't like a Prince William County has like 10.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
could
yeah.
like apply to different ones for certain programs or whatever. Where I go, there's only one high school, Osborne High School. That's
Okay.
it. So right as I graduated, like 8th grade or whatever, to go into high school, the high school that I was zoned to got unaccredited. Meaning
no.
like all the test scores were so bad for year over year. The state had to come in and like
Was Osborne a diverse? They're very diverse.
yeah, I'd say so. I think
Yeah.
we're very heavy. I think we have a big
Was
Hispanic.
Osborne good at football?
There was one year we went undefeated and won the state championship.
Yeah, because I feel like Osborne, I remember hearing a lot about Osborne.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like, yes. I mean, I think we have a heavy Hispanic Latino kind of community in Manassas. I know we do. But I wouldn't say, like, I don't know where you're trying to get with that. But, like.
Yeah. No, I just thought, I was thinking of, like, people who would play in the state championship, but I remember Osborne.
I don't think of Osborne Park.
I'm thinking Osborne Park.
There's Osborne Park and Osborne,
I'm
right?
thinking Osborne
and they're literally
Park,
like a mile apart from each other, and they're in two. No, it's
where
crazy.
you got some brothers out there.
Yeah, but
come,
okay, well.
no.
Yeah, all right. All right. But basically, I was in high school. The high school, right as I got into my freshman year, my high school got unaccredited.
Okay.
And my mom has a master's
How
degree.
the fuck does a school get unaccredited?
They have such bad testing scores, like SOLs or whatever it is. For a certain amount of years, the state has to come in and like redo, accredit them, get them reaccredited. So my mom has a master's degree in teaching and said, I could teach you better than that. I have a master's degree. So I was homeschooled for 1 year, my freshman year in high school. And I said, I hate this. I mean, I work in sales. I'm a social person.
Yeah, your mom schooling you?
And I love my mom. My mom's great.
But like to go from teachers and then to get into where you're supposed to be going to high school and then...
She's got a master's degree. She knows what she's doing, but I just couldn't handle the social aspect of just being homeschooled. So I was like, I have to go somewhere. I can't do this. And she said, well, I'm not sending you to an unaccredited high school. Like I'm going to continue
good for her, dude.
I'm going to continue. I have a master's degree. I can do this better than they can.
Yeah.
Or I can send you to this private school that like your second cousin goes to. And I was like, I guess I'll do that. And that's
it's a Catholic school?
I was like, I'm not really religious, but I get to play baseball there. I could be on their baseball team.
Dude, see, I'm thinking you're a fucking altar boy and like you went through all this. So see, I that's my ADHD brain though. I will go so fast to making assumptions about people. 60-70% of the time, it can be right.
Yeah.
I can follow that trail down, but then I peel the layer back and I'm like, oh shit, I was off.
Never served as an altar boy. The first mass I attended was in 10th grade, and kind of did that for the 3.5 years or so. Played baseball, made a lot of really great friends there.
Yeah, you were good at baseball.
I was.
Yeah.
And I can't throw anymore, but I was good.
Yeah.
A lot, like my best friend I met there. He was my locker mate. We have still talked to this day. I mean, I made a lot of great friends there, but it was kind of weird being in a Catholic school.
Baseball had the most groupies, I feel like, from a young age. Like
baseball?
Yeah, I feel like there are some baseball girls who are die-hard.
Baseball girls?
Yeah, they're like baseball. Like we had a couple in our high school who just like, I'd never seen a super fan of a sport in high school before, but the only people that had them were baseball players.
Well, baseball kind of hits the niche if you really like statistics. I don't. Right, but for fan wise, right?
Yeah.
There's so many statistics in baseball that if you like statistics, you love baseball.
I hate baseball.
So it could just be that those girls, those girls could love like statistics and analytics and whatnot, and they're like, that's so fascinating.
I don't know if that's what the statistic they liked was.
Well,
I don't know if it was that, but
trying to be, genuine here.
Yeah.
You're trying to not be.
Yeah, I think one of those girls I'm thinking of is now married to like an NFL player.
There you go.
So I mean, I think she loved baseball and then found football. I think she just loved guys and like kind of found her rhythm too.
Good for her.
But yeah, so dude, I appreciate us not going too much on the Trump thing because I felt myself going down with you and we were talking politics for a little bit. And it felt like it was just a momentum killer on the podcast. You know what I mean? Like
edit that out.
Yeah, I feel like we just edit a little bit of that out.
That's fine. I told you, politics is a killer.
Politics is a killer, especially
now.
Especially when we're not on the exact same tracks.
Yeah,
like then it's like, well, no, that doesn't make any sense, Curtis. And you're like, no, that's not true. So it's
politics is a killer, man.
Yeah, there's enough of it in the world. We don't need to be talking about it too much on a podcast. Like solo, I think that's a good solo rant when I do them solo.
I think that just it narrows your audience so much.
Yeah. So many people are like, don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear either. It's you get the people who wholeheartedly agree with you will tune in.
True.
Right? And then there's the people in the middle who are like, I don't want to hear about either side, and they're not going to tune in. Then you have people completely on the opposite side of you who think you're like the devil. So like I feel like it's just such a killer for like a podcast or like any kind of content unless you're a grifter.
Grifter, yeah.
Unless you're a grifter and then it, whatever. But it feels to me like that's such like a...
Yeah, for those of you jumping back in, I might have edited out a little bit of the politics rant that we went down for like a 10 or 15 minute. We went around the globe to Italy and down a Catholic rabbit hole. And, it was kind of those ended up being pointless. Like, it's like, what's the point?
It did.
It's like, it's not right up there.
You found out that like I'm not Catholic.
And
that
I'm
was like the
sitting there
biggest
talking
like
to you about like you're the spokesperson for
yeah.
all
I'm
Catholics.
like I'm not.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good lesson though about doing politics because when you're by yourself, nobody's there to disagree with
Yeah.
you. So I don't give a fuck if you rage bait and comment on
Yeah.
me later. That's different. But if I'm talking to somebody in here, I can't do it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, that's too much. So I'm glad we did this. And I didn't do it with a fucking stranger that I
That's
want to
fair.
have on here.
That's
but
fair.
no, I mean, with Joey Diaz. Do you watch Joey Diaz at all?
I'll
You know
watch
who that
him
is?
if he comes on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Oh, those are like some of my favorite Joe Rogan episodes.
I love.
I
Joey
really
Diaz.
I don't pay attention too much unless like someone big comes on.
Dude, he's
but-
coming to MGM.
Is he?
Maybe we take the wives out to Joey Diaz
Yeah,
and
Joey
Nausea.
Diaz would be hilarious.
Because I bet tickets are cheap, and
Oh,
we can
absolutely.
kind of go out there, get dinner, gamble around a bit.
Gamble at MGM.
That would be fun.
That
We
would
should
be
maybe
fun.
we all do that, like an office thing, like Brignazia, her husband.
Yeah.
you know,
No, I think she'll need some fun.
yeah, that would be fun. I think so too.
His stories are so funny.
Yeah,
He's like, I swear, some of the stuff he talks about, I'm like, he's like, yeah, and then I got out of prison. And I'm like, yeah, no kidding. Like,
No, did you see him do the smelling salts on
The smelling salts? Yeah. yeah.
We should get smelling salts.
Did you
on
see the one
podcast.
where no, we should not get smelling.
We should do smelling salts before a cold call.
That's terrible. I'd rather do it on a podcast. No, have you seen the Joey Diaz clip where he eats the edible?
No.
So it was like him. It was years ago. I found it.
I mean,
on,
he does
I found it on
shrooms,
Twitter.
edibles,
yeah, I found it
everything.
on Twitter. But Joey Diaz ate. It was called the Star of Death, is what like they called it. It was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and it was him and like 3 other people, and then Joey Diaz, and they all each ate what's called like the Star of Death, and it was like 1,000 milligrams. It was some like
Damn.
unholy like amount of like weed
I'm gonna
in
have to
this.
watch this.
And pop and ate 2 of them. And then like it cuts to a little bit later, and like Joe and like all the other people on the show are like off, planet. They're just giggling, having a great time. They're on cloud 42, right? And Joey Diaz is just sitting there like, I'm all good. Like, what are you talking
Like,
about? Like, I
unfazed.
didn't feel anything, and everyone like that guy's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like I have a pretty high tolerance too in that respect. And I wish I didn't, but no, Joey Diaz he's really funny. But yeah, he was talking about all the podcasts I watch are about comics. I think it's because that's where
You like comedy?
I like comedy, so
Yeah.
I think I have to do something with comedy. I just don't know. This is close.
Do you want to be a comic?
Yeah, I do.
Start doing comedy on like TikTok. Do a TikTok
No,
live.
I did it
of
last
stand up.
I did that last night, and you know how many people were in there like engaging with it. I had like probably 15 different people that would get on and
You
like
have
it.
you have a basement. Just get a mic stand.
Yeah.
Get a mic that connect like this. You could use this mic, connect it to your phone, right? Go on TikTok live and just like start doing stand up.
Yeah.
Engage with the audience as like stand up.
No, but that's what I did last night. I was making fun of people's profile pictures. They were coming in and out because they don't expect me to diss them back.
Yeah.
They come in and troll,
Yeah.
and then they wouldn't expect me to say certain stuff because I'm funny. So it was like, I was like, this is way better than doing, like we talked about the side shows. I think I'm not going to sit there and perform for you, but I will just witty banter and do some sort of, I think it's evolving to comedy at some point.
So you're trying to evolve into comedy.
Yeah, because I think that the whole podcast was supposed to be comedy, but then I started talking politics.
See, I
Then
told you,
then I
it's a
started talking
killer.
politics.
It's a killer.
Yeah, because the comedy was, I was on there last night not giving a fuck because I was just like, I'm failing so hard at this. If I don't just be myself, it's never going to work. Just like in sales. Like if I'm not myself on that phone, I can't make a sale.
Yeah.
When hi, this is Alex Vargas. Yes, did you read the contract? They're like, they fucking hate that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
But if I'm just like, hey, what's up? Do you need a rec? If you hear those calls, those are the ones where I got that one client for the staff accountant.
Oh, yeah.
It was just myself. Just like when you get recs, it's always the call where you're like, yeah, what do you need? Because you're just being yourself. So I feel like that's kind of what the comedy thing that I was doing last night. But
I think that's like you should do like current event in like the pop culture, like internet type of stuff, not like current event politics, but like and then give just like comedic takes on that.
Okay.
Like that should be the podcast.
have you listened to my podcast?
I have.
That's kind of what I do on the podcast.
Not really. All the ones I've listened to, you usually rant about Trump.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dude.
You always start off, right? You're talking about something.
then, like, this
there was
podcast.
one where like, oh, I forget what you were talking about. It was something where I was like listening, I was laughing along or whatever. And then Trump came up in like just your stream of conscious speaking that you were
He
doing.
comes in a lot,
and then it was
dude.
like 30 minutes of just Trump. And then you're like, but I don't want to get off topic. And I'm like, that is the topic now, dude. Like you
You're
kind of
on
like
top-
made that
you
the
made that
topic.
as-
I was like, you gotta check yourself.
All right, so we got to do it. I think it's because I live in those, like, I love The Daily Show. Like, I love, like,
Yeah, what's his name?
I love left-wing talk shows.
What's
So
John Oliver?
John Oliver.
Who's the guy, the older one? He's got the gray hair.
I don't
now
like
or
that
whatever.
guy. He's an asshole.
No, what's his name?
I know on HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talks more like this, right? And
No,
he's,
it's not like Jay Leno or anyone.
No,
like
it's
that.
Bill. No, not Bill Burr. Bill Maher.
No, not Bill Maher.
I'm thinking Bill Maher. Bill Maher's a dick, dude.
He's the one that has like the 9/11 like foundation to like help like survivors of like
9/11, you say?
yeah. I mean that's what he has. Like, he has a foundation like a charity to help like victims of like 9/11. Like I forget his name.
Look for my brother through blood and bone.
John something.
Worst airline. 9/11
This
air.
this isn't comedy. See, this isn't comedy. Yeah, how about that airline food? Like, yeah.
9/11.
John, no, I forget his name.
Curtis, not 9/11.
Why do we keep saying 9/11?
Have you not heard this comedian? Who's the guy who he does all? God, he died. He died. He was like this Randy or
no,
he just looks. He's his deliberate.
Chris Farley?
No. But yeah, it's kind of like him. But he just died like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I
think
remember.
right during the
I can
pandemic.
see his face. I don't
Bill
remember.
McDonald,
Maybe.
something McDonald, right?
Maybe.
Something
yeah,
McDonald.
I think so.
Roy McDonald,
Will McDonald?
Bill
William?
McDonald?
Bill McDonald? Old McDonald?
old McDonald, EIO.
Oh, no, I know exactly who you're talking
But no,
about.
he's like
Norm.
Norm McDonald.
Norm
dude.
Macdonald.
Norm McDonald, fucking legend. Production, can we pull up a picture of Norm McDonald?
R.I.P.
Yeah, let's get that on the RIP. Pour one out for Norm, dude. He's like 9/11.
Oh, all right, yeah,
And
okay.
the other person
okay.
he's on a serious
okay,
podcast, and the
okay.
guy just starts laughing because
Okay.
he's like, "Why are you laughing at that?
Well,
9/11 wasn't funny."
Yeah, no, I remember. Okay, I know what you're going with
And,
now. I know what you're going with.
He's like, I looked for my brother through blood and bone. He's like, your brother was in 9/11? He goes, no, he was in North Texas.
You can't do that kind of comedy anymore, man. Like, what's the movie with Robert Downey, Tropic Thunder?
I love Tropic Thunder,
So,
where he painted himself black.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I saw a clip of him. I think he was on Joe Rogan yet again. Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
And they asked him, like, "Do you think you could do Tropic Thunder now?" And Robert Downey Jr. was like,
no way.
God, no. Like, there's no. We would get canceled like instantly.
Yeah, you get canceled
like,
for
But it was a
anything.
different time, and like it was hilarious at that time. But like now, times are just different. But like that, I think that's kind of the same thing of like Chris Farley and like
Mm-hmm.
Norm Macdonald. It's like. It's funny, but like if you were to do that now, like that's a shit show.
I didn't like my old friend Josh. You know Josh.
Yeah.
You know Josh. We used to be friends. Not so much, but you know.
He's in fantasy.
He's in
Let's say
fantasy. We play him in
fan.
fantasy. I think he's probably dead last or something.
Ooh.
Not like me, who's top 2 in the league. It's
I'm
me
number
and
one.
Ray. Me and Ray, dude.
I'm top as well.
But no, he would make these 9/11 jokes and we're not funny. So you're laughing. Stop laughing. But
I'm laughing because you're like they're not funny.
They're
Like you
not-
don't have to preface that.
They're
you don't
not
have to
funny.
Say, you don't
9/11
have to
wasn't
say
funny.
that.
But
We're gonna have to cut this whole episode. We're gonna have to start again tomorrow.
This whole episode. No, but this is fun. Like this is what I enjoy this. But yeah, I think we need to do 4 mics. We get some more people in here.
Nausea and who?
Nausea and
I don't
Caitlin.
think Caitlin's good enough.
We have to get Caitlin in
I don't
here.
think Caitlin's gonna get on a podcast.
Maybe we just separate that one and call it the Progression Podcast.
Just Caitlin?
Caitlin, Nausea, me, and you.
Is that Progression Podcast?
Yeah, it's just a Progression Podcast.
Do you want to link?
Separate the brands.
Do you want to link your business to your podcast?
No, that would have to be a Progression Podcast where we couldn't.
We could talk business.
Yeah, that would have to be solely
Yeah, we could be
business.
like, oh, let's talk about resumes. Let's talk about like how
Yeah.
to like stand out to hiring managers.
would be-
Nausea, give us a recruiting tape.
Yeah.
Like that's how you got to be professional. On
No,
that.
that would be too boring. But yeah, so for content creation, so to wrap up today's episode.
You're gonna get like 5 usable minutes out of this episode.
Last night when I was doing the live, like
Yes,
you said,
yes.
I said I'm just going to be funny and I'm going to be my real funny self and I'm going to give it my all, and I did. I got gifts, I got likes, I got engagement that I had not been getting.
I'm telling you, you just gotta like be like, just try stand up comedy on it, man.
Yeah. Do you think I'm funny?
Yeah,
I could be funny.
Yeah.
I'm pretty funny. I went to the stand-up
I
comedy
think you
thing.
have funny takes.
Funny takes. I went to the stand-up comedy thing and I was like, I'm funnier than that guy. I'm funnier than that guy. Or like, if I did those same jokes, I could do that joke and add more like like the way they played with the crowd, because most of stand-up comedy is just
Crowd
playing
work,
with crowd
a lot
work.
of crowd work.
You know, so I could do that, and I make funny faces
I think
and shit.
if you're gonna do crowd work stuff and like stand up on TikTok, you like
Maybe just label it as stand-up, and then they come to the live expecting me not to be funny, and then I have to kind of prove them wrong that I am funny. Because whatever you're labeling it is what they're expecting to get.
you know what you could do. I
What?
always see this on maybe this is just like a spitballing episode for the podcast, but I always get on my For You page when I'm scrolling. Have you seen the people that do like the side by side battles or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Right? You could do stand up and side by side battle someone and roast them.
Yeah, that would be good.
Be like, hey, like request to join for a roast, or like you could try to roast me like a comedy battle or
Okay,
whatever.
yeah, if you
'Cause,
battle
like,
me, it's a
those are the
roast.
things like I'll randomly be scrolling through and they're just two people yelling at each other, but they each have like 10,000 likes in like a
Yeah.
second, and I'm like, why do people watch this? But clearly they do.
That was like that one girl who battled us in the middle of the workday.
Yeah, she was weird.
She was weird, but she had, I think she was like me though. She had around 6,000 followers, so she had a
got around
couple thousand
6,000
more,
followers.
but
She was just like putting on makeup. I
yeah.
was like, well, okay.
No, I think, dude, this has been a lot of fun doing the podcast with you. I'm not like, you know, swearing you in officially as a co-host, but
I'll be on if you want me to be on.
I think definitely like we just like if any day that we don't have guests, like we kind of default back and we just do this on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, like
Tuesday, Wednesday podcast.
because I want to get more guests because I think that's the only way we're going to grow the podcast.
Got to get your mom on.
Yeah, get her. She doesn't want to be on. She's a lot like old school mafia, where it's like they don't want to be in the spotlight.
What if like you like put up a little curtain right here and you just see your hands?
No, she doesn't want her opinions out there.
No, I
because-
get that. Business owner.
Yeah,
I get that.
She's
I get
like,
that.
I'm fucked. She's like, you're all out there. So she's like, your
That's
reputation is your reputation. But like, she's like, but with her, like, she doesn't want to talk about Trump. She doesn't want to talk about politics. She doesn't want to
No,
talk
I
about,
get that.
You know, so
She's like a big business owner. Like I get
yeah.
that.
And on my if you look at my podcast, I've already got that on there. So it's like, you know,
Gotta have okay. We bring Gabe back on.
yeah, he's fine to come on.
Gabe would be pretty funny.
Yeah, he's been kind of a dick lately, though.
What?
Hey, we go through phases where it's like we talk or we don't see each other or whatever, you know.
Is he all mad because business is kind of slow or whatnot right now and the shutdown and all that, or is that why?
Probably. My dad in business is kind of a lot
I
like
was gonna say it's very ingrained to him. It seems
very ingrained, but also sometimes I think, Dad, I think you focus a lot like me on the production, on the way it should be done, the way it should look. Because I'm like, Dad, just take off a Friday and go golf with me. He might be there just eating donuts till noon and messing with a spreadsheet that is of no consequence till Tuesday. But he is like so caught up in like the perception
It's
of
the
it.
principle of it.
The
man.
principle
It's
of
the
it. And I
principle.
get that. And
Yeah.
I'm not downing on anybody who doesn't go to work, but also I think that he could definitely benefit from letting loose a bit more. Like if he's like me, he doesn't do well under pressure. He does well when he's not stressed, when when he lets it go. But he's holding on so tight right now that I think it's bleeds into his personal life. He can't enjoy golf with me. We went on the weekend and he was miserable. Like
Really?
he comes around and he just gets so grumpy with me. You know, but also I think it's like I am kind of a big man child though, so it's like I love my daddy, so I want my dad around more. You know, and the more I want, the less that works. I don't know how to describe it.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
Maybe a podcast will be fun for him. He can let loose.
I definitely think he should come in here and we could do a fun business-ish podcast or
Yeah?
letting loose.
Yeah.
My dad is so fun when you get to when he used to drink.
Give him a drink.
Yeah, he needs to drink. Yeah.
Give him a drink.
And if Caitlin's around or something, oh, he's a different person.
Really?
Like we were in New York and he wasn't even going to come see me until my wife texted him. And they said, okay, be right there. I'm like, dude, I was like, we're in the same city. You're not going to we're for the Job Diva conference.
You went to the Job Diva conference?
Remember?
No,
were you
I
here?
wasn't
You weren't even working here?
You went to go see the Knicks like a month before I started
Yeah,
working here.
you know, and what's it called? Dad, if you're listening to this, which I know you are at some point, I do love you, big guy. But you've been kind of a fucking dick lately.
Shout out, Gabe.
Shout out, Gabe. You haven't been a dick, dude. You've just been stressed. I just think, like you said about being mad, what's the point about being stressed? You can't control it.
It doesn't work for everybody, but that's what works for me. Just like, why does it?
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like with, God, I feel like I have to edit that out now.
That's why you're gonna have to edit out a lot of that. I think you're gonna get home. I think you're gonna get home.
Curtis,
you're
I
gonna-
say that, but then I don't edit anything
I think you're
out.
gonna get home. You're gonna listen to this. You're gonna be like, we can't talk about any of these things.
Dude, we can talk about so much of it.
I don't think we can talk about any of the stuff we talked about at the beginning.
This podcast is my personal, it's a comedy. It's freedom of speech.
Okay.
Okay?
Fair.
Freedom of speech.
Fair. I mean, it's your podcast. If you want to put it out, you can put it out. But I think you're gonna get. I think you're gonna get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
with that.
until you're on the brand here, you're just a guest.
I'm
liability
along for
is
the
low
ride.
here.
I have
You didn't know what you signed up
liability.
for.
The thoughts and opinions of the host do not reflect that of the guest appearance.
Sign your name right
Sign
there.
my name, please. No, I think you got to have on Gabe once he's feeling better. you
Yeah,
know.
I think you're right, though. I think he's been under a lot of pressure
Yeah.
at work. And, Dad, you're not a dick.
No, he's not. Why would you
not.
say that? He's a great guy.
You should try being his son, dude. He can be a dick sometimes.
Well,
But so can I.
you can't just say
So
not a
can
dick,
I.
then a dick, and then not a dick, and then a dick.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I'm mad at him because the time that we went, I keep asking him to go golfing. And the only one who has a tight schedule is him. The only one who gives us
he
one.
runs a tight ship.
He runs a tight ship, and I don't run a tight ship. I run a dinghy.
You do.
We're like, should we go to work today? We're like, fuck yeah, let's
You're
go
like,
to work.
soft 9.
Yeah, soft 9 today. Well, what are we thinking? Half day? Everyone's like, yeah, let's do a half day.
Yeah, Jackson's. Oh yeah, absolutely. No,
Hey,
I
we've
think
gotten way better about the Jacksons. We haven't gone out. We haven't
the
done the
weather's
happy
been a little
hours as
colder.
much.
Like, yeah, no, I get it.
As long as we can keep the perms flowing, I mean, we can kind of have this work-life balance until I'm ready to make more. But it's just like, now that we're not paying for other people who aren't doing shit, I feel so good about where we're at, where it's like, damn, we only need a perm to make profit. 2 perms, we make a bigger profit.
might get 2.
3 perms, we make, and I think by where this time next year, I think you and I are going to be at such a different place. Like, you're definitely going to be making over 6 figures by this time next year in just perm money alone, not even including your base salary, I don't think.
Sweet.
Yeah, because I think you haven't experienced what I experienced, which is existing clients.
Yeah.
I get 4 or 5
I have a
existing
couple.
clients.
I have like 2 or 3.
Yeah. I've got 4 or 5 existing clients that come back around every 2 to 3 months in a rotation, and then I add 2 or 3 new clients. So it's like, once you get that over time, it gets a little bit less stressful because you know where your next start's going to. I know it's going to come. Maybe not right now. I know 2 or 3 are going to come next month or something. But yeah, I mean, I think where should we end the podcast? What should be ending?
This was all over the place, dude. I have no idea how to end
Where
this.
did we even go?
Where did we go with that? We got really good on topic with the TikTok stuff.
Yeah, break to talk about it. I think it's not as bad. I think these episodes typically come out a lot better than you think
Really?
because we were free flowing. Don't nod like that.
No, I was looking at an Outlook thing. I was looking at someone emailed me.
Let me check the time on this to see because we had 30 minutes when the video cut. Okay, so yeah, I think all in all, it's like around an hour.
No, I think it's good. I think there's some good parts, and I think there's some parts that definitely should be edited out.
Which parts do you think should be edited out?
I think you should get rid of anything that's talking about gay baiting. I think you should definitely get rid of that.
Okay.
And I think you should get rid of the Trump stuff. Otherwise than that, you're good.
I will edit the gay baiting out a little bit because I don't think it was that bad. It was my experience with the gays.
Fair.
But the Trump stuff, which part of the Trump stuff was not good? Because you started to get a little twitchy about the Pope for some reason. That was a nerve for you.
No, it wasn't.
You were like, that's not true. That's not the. I was like, it's a conspiracy.
It is. I don't think they have anything to do with that.
All right. So but how could they not have anything to do with that? Think about the world power. World power. Like, you're a history guy, too.
Most cardinals are liberal.
But think about world power in general. The state of Italy somehow is in line with the Pope, right?
None.
None?
Vatican City, it's its own thing.
But if the Vatican City was in America, you don't think people in power would have access to Vatican City? And
No.
so Vatican City is its own thing? What is that?
It's its own state.
It is?
Vatican City is its own state.
What are you talking about?
Vatican
I don't
City-
know any of this.
Vatican City
All right,
in Rome.
slow down. It's Vatican City.
Yes. Where the Vatican
Is that kind of like D.C.? How D.C. is its own state?
Yes, but it's the Vatican City, right? Mm-hmm. Just the Vatican is really like one giant building, the Vatican.
Okay.
Plus, like the shops and everything around it are its own state, its own country.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I can promise you this.
I can look this up.
I will look it up right now, and I will show it to you.
So the Vatican City is its own country, like its own nation state, basically. It acts in autonomy. It could defend itself.
The Vatican is a country officially known as Vatican City and its smallest independent nation state in the world, established as an independent country in 1929.
So I didn't know this.
So the Pope is like the president of Vatican City.
Oh, okay.
And that's why like no foreign entities can have like
Control over it.
over. They can try, but it doesn't.
I think that's like saying the president lives in D.C. Now tell me why all the lobbyist lawyers are in D.C.
No, I mean that makes sense. Yeah.
Because you go to lobby.
DC is a part of the
what I'm
US.
saying about Italy and the Vatican City is, they got an American pope, probably weighed into the decision of power of one, money, always money, two, protection. If we have an American pope and Italy goes to war, if they get involved in a war with Russia, China,
Well, they have to, regardless, with NATO.
Italy's part of NATO.
Yeah.
They are.
If one NATO country gets attacked, all nations
But I
have to
thought
respond.
Italy was an Axis power, so they're in NATO.
In World War II, they were a part of the Axis. So is Germany's a part of NATO.
Germany is, but they didn't have much say in that.
Well, yeah, but Italy. Fair.
They're going to be a fucking NATO
Fair.
country,
No,
whether you
but
like it or not, little Dusseldorf.
Well, half of them were going to be. Before they, But no, Italy is a part of NATO.
9/11,
No,
World War
I think-
II.
I mean, if you could do a whole podcast on Vatican conspiracies, that would be cool.
Okay, that Vatican conspiracy. We would need to get a very studied Vatican person,
That would
maybe
be
a professor.
very cool.
So I think that's what we need to start doing. We have a theme for the week. We bring in somebody who specializes in that theme. Like this girl that I want to bring in who does a podcast locally, probably I think she gets 30, 40 views from what I've seen. So probably maybe under 100. But she does all her thing on like trauma, like female trauma, like, you know. And so she's like, do you have any trauma? And I'm like, yeah, I got fucking bags of trauma. Like, everybody's got a trauma.
Everyone
But
has
no,
a-
like, my wife's like, no, Alex, no dummy. She's like asking about trauma by men. Like, and so, like,
Oh.
I would bring her on my podcast to talk about her podcast and,
You
like,
just want to interview her.
just interviewing about
Yeah.
her but that episode is all about the growth through trauma. You know, like how you grew past your inner whatever it is. I don't know her stuff too well, but that would be the point. I do a little bit of research, but like you said, then we do one on Vatican's conspiracies. We get you, me, and like maybe we find a local professor who does.
He's got to be into it, though.
Into
There's
it,
a
yeah.
lot of Vatican protectors.
Yeah, we got.
But you got to find someone who's a little more on the outside. Like, there's some
Like
weird
the Da
stuff
Vinci
going on.
Code.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like what's in the Vatican Library. That's what I really.
Well,
that's-
Curtis, I didn't even know the Vatican City was its own state till you just told me that.
Yeah.
So.
They have like the Swiss Guard. Have you ever been to Italy? Been to the
No,
Vatican?
no.
Okay, so when you go to Italy, right, in Rome, across a couple bridges is the Vatican.
Okay.
And you could be walking around Rome, but to get into the Vatican, you have to basically go through customs.
Oh,
You
I
have to go
didn't know
through-
that.
You have to go through like metal detectors. You have to go through like they'll check your bags, they'll check your ID and your passport and whatever.
Because you're in a different state.
You're in a different state. They have their own army.
Nation state.
The
Okay.
Swiss
The Swiss Guard.
give them their army to protect the Vatican. The Swiss Guard.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, my mom, I think we were Protestant, raised Protestant. Like, we weren't Catholic, we were Protestant. So I know a little bit about that. But yeah, no, we could do, I mean, this is some good stuff.
No, the Vatican's very interesting.
Yeah, I think we do it. We do an episode. I think for me, I studied my focus on history. I loved England. I love the idea. England's history with Scotland. England's history with Ireland.
So you liked England, I liked Europe.
I loved England. England studied the Vikings. I liked that a little bit, but there's not a lot of history on the Vikings. There's not a lot of written records.
Yeah.
So you get the primary documents are all from the English POV.
Yeah.
You don't get the perspective of the Vikings.
They don't write anything down.
They don't write. Well, if they did, they were assimilated into the Catholic culture of
There's a pretty cool video game about this. You could play it.
what is it?
It's called Crusader Kings.
Oh, really?
So basically, it's during that time,
Mm-hmm.
and you play as. Yeah, it's very nerdy. I'll give you this,
Yeah.
but it's strategy, and it's very nerdy.
Okay.
You play as a family, right?
I like that.
So like
idea.
one person, right? And you play as them, and you're in charge of a country, and you
Okay.
could be a Viking invading England.
Oh, I like this.
And like take over England,
Computer
declare
game?
wars. Yeah, declare wars. It's on console too.
Okay.
And declare wars and all that. Have kids, and then when you die, you take over as your son, as your heir.
Is it like Rome Total War, where it's like you can send troops
Yes,
to that
but
map?
more in depth.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's pretty cool. You could see the whole like Vikings coming over, the sons of Lothbrok.
Yeah.
You know, Ragnar Lothbrok.
Did you watch Vikings?
I started it. I never
Most of
finished
my
it.
history is from that show.
Well, the sons of Lothbrok
I think
came.
it was on the History Channel, though.
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got some historical accuracy. But yeah, no, I mean, I loved. But Churchill was who I studied the most.
Yeah, Churchill was cool.
And now I've got to go refresh on the Chamberlain because I was pretty sure it was Chamberlain.
Who did
there-
appeasement?
There was a whole thing about how he wanted to give in.
He was gonna surrender.
Yeah, surrender before it even started. Before they declared war on England.
Really?
It was in those talks where the way they're talking is
He
like,
declared war on Germany.
yeah, who did?
Chamberlain
Yeah, but I think it was Churchill who was like,
kind of forced him to do it
like he's like, we're not going to step down. Like if you really can't do this,
because
like,
of Danzig.
no, I think it's just because he didn't
that's
want
what
he didn't want
started.
he didn't want the country to speak German. He could see that Hitler wasn't going to stop there.
Well, my point, like, so Danzig in Poland, right? That little port city.
I don't know a lot about Poland and when they invaded. Like I know that they invaded. I don't know that.
All right, so I'll give it. So September 19th, 1939
Okay,
is, I'm pretty sure, the exact date.
the Polish, yeah.
So, like Czechoslovakia.
Yes.
Right? Well, first of all, it's Austria. Hitler just goes into Austria and says, this is Germany.
Yeah, Sound of Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chamberlain says, fine. And then Hitler goes into the Sudetenland, which is like, Czechoslovakia has that weird penis shape. And it's just around the
Production,
edges.
can we pull up Czechoslovakia
I
on the
didn't
map?
know we were still recording.
It's still recording.
There's like the whole edges of Czechoslovakia
Okay.
around that time is the Sudetenland. And Hitler goes into the Sudetenland and says, I want all of Czechoslovakia. And they have a whole big conference with Hitler, Chamberlain, the guy from France, whatever his name is. I forget his name. Pétain,
Yeah.
France, Italy, all of them are there. And everyone except for Czechoslovakia, which is kind of funny. And says, fine, we'll give you the Sudetenland, but that's it. And then he goes, no, I'm taking all of Czechoslovakia. And they say, okay, fine. And then like a couple months later, he says, I want Danzig. And the Allies said, no, Danzig or war. And Hitler says, Danzig or war.
Is this like the Rhineland? I remember that from World War I.
That was the beginning of it.
I think that was World War I.
That was World War II.
Rhineland.
The end of World War I, the Treaty of Versailles.
Because the Napoleonic Wars was when they were all, France and Russia argued over, France, Russia, and Austria.
Alsace-Lorraine is what you're thinking of.
Alsace-Lorraine. I've been there.
Alsace-Lorraine.
Yeah,
That's a cool place. I've never
Alsace-Lorraine.
been, but it seems pretty cool.
But that's like the old piece where they kept being like, that was mine. No,
yes,
that's
that
mine.
was France and Germany.
Yeah.
But no, in the Rhineland, after World War I,
Okay.
the Treaty of Versailles told Germany they're not allowed to militarize the Rhineland because it's right on the border of France.
Yeah.
And Hitler came in and said, we're doing it anyway. And they said, okay. And then they gave him Czechoslovakia, and they said, okay. And finally they came down to Danzig. And Hitler said, I want Danzig. And they said, he says, no. He says, Danzig or war. And they say, no. And he invades, and the Allies do nothing.
Yeah.
They declare war, but they just sit there.
And this is, I think that was my only comparison with the other guy that I'm not allowed to talk about. Was that
Oh my God. See, you're already getting back.
at some point, like with what people are
See, we're getting into
we're getting back to
politics
politics, but
immediately.
you have to, if somebody doesn't stand up, that person will just keep stepping and stepping and stepping until somebody is like, fuck off. Like, you're not going to, where are all the don't tread on me's? We're being treaded on.
I think they feel like I think they prefer to tread on what is being tread on.
We're being tread on right now.
I don't think
our nation is kind of being tread upon.
I don't think the don't tread on me's consider it being tread on.
I guess.
I think they wanted to tread on it as well.
They're treading.
They want to do the treading as well.
Yeah, just like we got that. Dude, I can't get too much into
No,
this.
you can't. And that's why we immediately went back
It's
on.
like her-
I was talking to you about history
I know.
and you took it over to Trump. You have a sickness.
The parallels are just too similar. It's like, oh God. But yeah, no, I think it's maybe we just go one podcast just all about Trump, and we historically fact check everything.
Historically?
Yeah, we make actual comparisons that are like have facts, evidence. We have more time to talk about it, but dude, see, we can go on about this. We should do a nerd out episode more.
I could do a whole history podcast.
Yeah, you're really good at this.
I love history.
I was like in tune with your history lesson.
I love history.
You knew the date, September 19th, 1939.
World War II is like my hyperfixation. I love World War II Europe and right after.
See, I want to go back to school because I felt like we were getting so in depth on World War I and why World War I started. We talked a lot about Napoleonic Wars, basically the history between the deep roots of the borders, of why the borders are what they are there, and who thinks they have claim to which lands. So my history knowledge was all about that, and I kind of got this, like, I remember Chamberlain and stuff. that was kind of towards the end of my stuff, and a lot of
I
it
just
was.
think a lot of it, like everyone knows why World War II happened. Hitler, Holocaust.
Well, we know,
like that's why we went to war. But if you
not
really,
the symptoms of.
yeah, but like if you really ask someone like why did we go to war, like why did we join World War One? Not many people know. So I understand focusing a little more on that.
Yeah, I think there's so many notches to that chain that you're right. You only see the anchor at the end, but you don't see all the little links that laid up to it. And some people, and that was a lot of my thing with history that I found interesting, is that all the stuff I thought I knew about history, they're like, well, do you actually know that? Well, no, this person was actually gay and he had a lover. Or this person was actually
What's his
writing
name?
letters to this so-and-so. And
Turing.
yeah, Alan Turing,
Turing.
the war games or whatever he did with the machine,
Broke
the
Enigma.
imitation game.
Imitation
yeah.
game. He broke the Nazi code. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
that
a
was-
gay man and got castrated.
Yeah,
for it.
dude. England hates the gays,
They
dude.
did. They don't anymore. They did.
Yeah.
That was bad. It was what happened. It was sad.
Well, I think a lot of these countries now, we progressed so fast where it was like gay culture, religion, freedom of religion, all this stuff flooded into the mainstream where they were being bullied and hurt so badly that we flipped it to where it's like, okay, you guys should, like, they need a safe space. You need to be accepted. This is what's progressive. Now we're kind of at this point where it's like there's a group of people who we feel like the progressive got forced too much on people. So there's these MAGA movements.
You know what you're doing again?
I'm going back into politics.
Yes.
Well, why can't I be politics?
You can.
We'd have to do a separate podcast.
You
of
would have
just
to do your own
politics.
separate politics podcast.
Yeah, pundit.
Yeah.
I'd be a pundit. You're right. I think it's more like, I don't know if my thing is politics as much as it is, what's that class on the human condition?
Sociology?
Sociology. Is this anthropology?
Anthropology.
Anthropology of, like, I think anthropology and sociology, what's the difference?
Kelly Minor in sociology, I could ask her.
Yeah, let's ask her what the difference is. But I think with that, I think I'm not getting so much about politics as I am about man versus man. Like, I think of history as Hitler thinking about Churchill. What is Churchill thinking about Hitler? And, like, what are the actual letters that they were writing about each other? What was the actual opinions they had of each other? Like, because when it comes down to it, we're a nation of men, not rules or laws. Like, man made the law for a reason because man disliked certain thing or approved of one thing, and man is against another man. That's why, like, these borders get invented. That's why these nation states come. It's all about you and me sitting across from each other at the end of the day. Something went wrong between us to where our countries then went to war. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I love about history. It's person to person history versus, like, oh, the knife was in the kitchen that day. And, I don't know what I'm trying to say about this,
I
but
don't get where you're going.
I think
I think you were on a roll there, and then it kind of...
yeah, petered off. But no, I think it's the I loved about history was the person finding out about the actual people, like Ulysses S. Grant, like his actual writings, just like you like the Marcus Aurelius guy.
Yeah.
His actual written writing and knowing how he was thinking and then thinking about how the opposition might have thought. That's what I like about history.
Yeah.
I feel like, I love how you love the events of, like, this is what actually, the surprise of this is how it unfolded and when it happened. I didn't care so much about the dates and all that shit. I just love learning about
Dates are just easy.
I love biographies. Like, I like
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, yeah.
but I feel like that's where you and I can sync up so well because it's like all the fucking timelines like this. I like to know about the person and why they might have done that. The crazy thing that nobody's thinking of why they might have thought that way.
Yeah.
That's where I like to go. And a lot of people, are like, you're crazy. That's not how it happened. But then I'm like, well, that might have been how it happened.
Do you, let's see, let me think of a good one then. Do you believe that Alexander the Great was gay?
I believe there was a lot of evidence to suggest this with Hephaestion and
Yeah.
But I studied. My mom told me I was named after Alexander the Great.
Ooh.
My dad then told me I was named after my cousin Alejandro. And so I'm like, well, which fucking one is right?
You should
'Cause
go with Alexander
my
the
whole
Great.
life I believe
You should
that.
go with that one.
So Alexander the Great was, I studied him a lot, like the Battle of Gaugamela. I studied everything. I had so many books on Alexander. But yeah, the documentary that came out on Netflix a couple of years ago,
Oh, yeah.
they did a lot about how gay he was.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's no way to be sure. I guess it's always just like What do you like? What is your opinion on
We
it?
talked a lot
Kinda
about the gays on this podcast.
well,
You brought it up.
I did bring up that one,
You
but that's on
brought up-
topic with history. I'm trying to think
You
of
had
like
to go,
because you like the
Alexander the Great. Do you remember he was gay?
Yes, no.
You remember when he was gay?
Because you talked about you like knowing the biography of stuff like that
do,
with people
yeah.
and whatnot. So that's I'm like, okay, that's on.
So when I talk about Trump, I'm not talking about Republicans versus Democrats. I am talking about the man. And I think I'm just so fascinated.
I think he's just got such a cult of personality, though.
Yeah.
That like you can't insult the cult of personality because then the cult of personality comes after
What is a
you.
cult of personality?
Cult of personality is like
Is this a known theory? Or are you?
yeah, Stalin had a cult of personality.
What is it called?
A cult of personality.
ACCULT or like
A cult. CULT.
A space cult?
I think so.
Okay.
A cult of personality. I think I could be wrong, but to my understanding, is basically you're not supporting like you're supporting the personality of that person. Like you follow that person. You don't care what they stand for. You follow that
The way
person.
he acts, the way
Him,
he moves.
that
yeah.
person himself. Like
The way his mannerisms, like
because have you ever seen? You know, there's a comedy movie. It's called The Death of Stalin. Have you ever seen that movie? It's on
heard,
Netflix.
like, The
It's like
Death
an
of a
hour and a
Salesman.
half. It's hilarious. You should
Okay.
watch it. And they like overdo some of the stuff. But in a sense, it is kind of true. Like there's this whole scene where like they all come in when Stalin dies to like his bedroom, like all the lead advisors, Gorbachev and whoever the guy that was in charge of the secret police or whatever.
again, there's so much history.
Yeah.
That wasn't my sect.
But like, no, it's a funny move. They all go in, but no one wants to say that Stalin's dead because if they wake up and Stalin is alive, Stalin will kill them. But they loved him so much that
Is that a real thing?
yes, Stalin's cult of personality. But they followed him and loved him so much. It doesn't matter what he did, all the terrible.
Why didn't
things
they
that
want
he-
to say he was dead? I don't
Because
get that.
if they said he was dead, he could go against Stalin. You go against the party. You go against Stalin. You go against the cult of personality.
So did they keep him alive to the people a little bit
No,
longer?
eventually he would be dead. They just didn't want to be the one. They didn't want to risk it, right? Because then it would be anti-Soviet and stuff like that, and that's anti-Stalin.
Who's they? The leaders?
The leaders in that room.
So once they
there's
found
a whole.
out-
You should watch the scene. If
Okay,
you
I
watch
wanna
the
watch
scene,
that.
you'll understand what I'm talking
Joseph
about.
Stalin. Once they found out that Stalin had died,
Then everyone tried to vie for power about who's going to take over.
Okay.
and the movie goes into that as well. But the
but they
funniest
didn't want to
thing,
say he was dead.
because if they say he's dead and now I'm the one in charge, you should vote for me type of thing.
Oh.
And then Stalin wakes up, they're dead.
Why would he wake up?
But they thought he was. They were so terrified of him because he had such a cult personality and cult following.
Oh, that he can't be dead.
No,
like,
he can't be dead.
That's crazy.
That's the same thing with Trump. You know, he can't be wrong.
Yeah.
God protected him from the bullet. What are you talking about? Like,
yeah. That's like with the other guy.
you just can't. You got to keep going down the line. Yeah, no, I get it. I know.
You know who I'm talking
I know
about?
who you're talking about. You can't keep going down the line.
One
You're
sec.
just you're enraging so many people. The politics just enrages so many people.
Remember what he was saying about the blacks and the gangs,
Dude,
and then
have you seen the stuff on like Twitter and TikTok of people like
do you see Charlie Kirk's wife? She's banging. Oh fuck, dude, I can't say that. I'm
you
sorry.
can't say that. But no, I'm saying it's like, have you seen the stuff on like Twitter and TikTok where
Yeah.
people will post about Charlie Kirk?
Yeah.
And if it's something that his whole following doesn't like, they get them fired from their job.
Yeah. We can't fire me.
No, they can't
motherfucker.
fire, but they could like they'll be like, who's Progression's biggest clients? Who's
Yeah.
whatever. Like,
It's a secret.
yeah, well, fair.
It's
but
a
like,
secret.
that's what I'm saying. It's like you're gonna piss off the wrong people with this kind of stuff, man.
I didn't say anything. I said
well,
the guy.
yeah. You also said his wife's name. You also said that guy's wife. Like,
She was in the White House again, dude, hugging Trump. Trump was there
there's
smiling.
a whole big conspiracy theory with her though.
Like that she's sleeping with Trump?
No, that like she like her dad.
That she wanted to take over the podcast?
No, her dad.
See, this is what I mean. I'm my ADHD brain. I'm trying to
No,
get to
it's
the
her
point.
dad owned something like New York real estate that Trump bought from him, and they were like really good friends. And then like she randomly met Charlie Kirk one day, and like there's a whole conspiracy about like basically she was a long-term plant by like like Trump to like
To do what?
to make Charlie Kirk a martyr. I don't know, but it's just I don't know, something that came to mind.
Yeah.
It's all a bunch of interesting conspiracy theories. They're just fun.
Charlie Kirk, what a good dude, man.
I'm not
just
commenting
kidding.
on Charlie
I'm just
Kirk.
kidding.
I'm not saying anything
just
pro
kidding.
or against
I-
Charlie Kirk. I'm going to say
know, I'm
I don't think
sorry.
anyone deserves to be murdered, and I will end it at that.
I agree with that.
No one deserves to be shot.
But maybe like Stalin, maybe he's not. Maybe he's a cult. Maybe he's still
comparing
alive.
Charlie Kirk to
Maybe Hitler's still alive.
That's a good
In
conspiracy
Cuba.
theory.
I mean, that's a real
it's
one.
Argentina.
Argentina, like there's a
thing's
picture of him,
legit.
right, in Argentina
That
or
thing's
something.
legit. There's a show on Netflix, on History Channel.
Yeah.
That I think you can
Finding
find on
Hitler or
like
something.
Hunting Hitler. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, I used to watch those, but see, I didn't care to retain. Like, I loved, like, again, my thing with history is like I loved Churchill's dynamic, interpersonal dynamic. Like,
Also, if you like that kind of stuff, yeah, like fair. But like conspiracy theories are just interesting to me.
yeah, that'd be true. That'd be true. Did you study Churchill at all? He's
A little bit.
He's my favorite, but besides Alexander the Great, Churchill.
I'd say he's my favorite leader of that time period.
Yeah. You know, he was like, and you know why I liked him so much? Because he drank and smoked.
Churchill
a ton.
cigars.
Yeah, he had, I think it was 4 cigars a day.
He did?
2 quarts of brandy a day. And he lived to be about like 90 or 89, I think.
You see his drink, the watered down scotch that he would drink every day? I got really into that for a little while, and then I started spending way too much money on
Yeah.
scotch. You like get a tall highball glass and put like the very least amount of like scotch in it, and of course it was like Johnny Walker Black is
Yeah,
what Churchill drank because he's the PM.
Did he drink Johnny Walker Black?
He drank like the most expensive Johnny Walker.
Dude, I love Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker's
dude,
good.
Maybe I am Churchill reincarnated. Dude.
No,
What
I
if we
don't
could-
think so. But
Dude, I could be Churchill. You could be Stalin, dude.
no.
We can
But,
all
like,
pretend you're not dead.
You fill it with tonic water, club soda, and you just drink that, and it's like the most hinty of scotch drink.
yeah.
It's pretty good actually.
My dad drinks his stuff with tonic water. God, I'm gonna have to edit all that shit I said about him.
Yeah.
That being a dick.
That's what I said. You're
He's
gonna
a
get like
big fan of the
5 minutes
podcast.
of this podcast. You're gonna have to come back. You're gonna come back in tomorrow, and we're like, we're doing another one. We're doing a new one.
We got a lot, man. No, but I mean, I think history. We definitely next time we meet, we do a history one.
I will happily talk
I
about
think next
history.
time we do a history one, and
I don't know a lot about Civil War. I don't really know much about Revolutionary War. It's more like World
know a
War
lot
One
about Civil
on.
War.
World War One on is where I'm like, okay.
I knew a lot about Civil War. I know a lot about pre-World War One, and I knew a lot about the like when America entered World War II and Churchill defending. Like I had that speech defending our island. Like I loved that speech.
Not the King's Speech. Oh yeah, we'll fight on the beaches.
Yeah,
we'll
fight them on the
in
beaches,
skies,
fight them
yeah.
on the lands.
We'll never
But
come
no,
back
he's
to
my he's probably why I got into podcasting too, was because he had like
Churchill had a podcast.
he was basically he was their OG podcast, the fireside like they he had those
Yeah.
those chats and
Yeah.
you couldn't even understand them.
Yeah, he had the transatlantic accent, all that. Yeah,
and transatlantic, but also heavy British, where it's like
heavy British.
And
And the radios just sucked back
yeah.
then. So
No, I mean Churchill was cool. Dude, this was a good podcast.
Yeah.
Was it?
I think you're gonna cut out a lot.
I
of it.
had a lot of fun on this podcast. Viewers, if you didn't have fun, I don't care because I enjoyed it. I do want the
Glad
viewers
you
to
had a
have
good time.
I had a great time.
I had a good time.
I had a great time.
I just hope you don't get canceled.
I mean, I don't care. I don't give a fuck if I get canceled. I don't give a fuck.
That's good.
But I don't want to hurt people. Like I don't think I would never want to bully or hurt people. So it's like I would never get into like hate speech where I feel like I'm hurting people's feelings. But I will talk shit against Trump.
What if you hurt Trump's feelings?
Dude, that guy's torn apart families. Like there's no love lost between me and that guy. And I'm Spanish, so I have like an it'd be like no different if I was Jewish and they were kidnapping Jewish people. It's my duty to speak up. For him to do this against Hispanic people, again, we're getting together. But I'm using my voice to talk about, whatever. What we matter so little.
We do.
What the fuck am I gonna do
Have
about
you ever
it?
thought about it? Like we're just a speck of dust, like on a speck of dust.
On that note.
in space. Space is cool.
This is cool. No. But no, Curtis, I appreciate you coming on the podcast
course,
again,
boss
man. Thank you for
man. Of
doing that.
course.
I try to keep somewhat of a wall up between employees and stuff, but I can't seem to do that with you, unfortunately. And we're just we float this territory. But you've always been respectful with me about being a friend and a coworker, so I feel
Still
like
my boss. Yeah.
yeah, you keep that wall up, whereas some people do not keep that wall up.
Will not be named.
Yeah.
Nausea.
We got close, but I've had some times where people's wives used to text me about their husband being off that day, and I'm just like, I don't want to get back there again.
Like trying to get them to have the day off.
Yeah, because we were friends. We were all friends. Shit like that would happen.
I was gonna say Kelly comes in your TikTok live.
She does that sometimes.
And she's like, "Hey, you want to let him out early?"
She has no idea that triggers so much PTSD from me, where it's like I used to work with my friends where their wives would text me after work and tell me about drama that happened at my work office. And I'm just like, dude, this is so inappropriate. Like, that was a work time thing. After work, it's done. Like, that was about the sale. It's not about our friendship and the sale.
Yeah, hiring your friends has got to be hard.
Yeah. So I think with you and me work because we started as coworkers. And it's grown into like, you know, this mutual respect and friendship thing. So it's been nice, man.
Yeah, man.
Curtis Foreman, everybody, thanks for having him on. Thank you for listening to Visitor Park. And this is episode 42, baby.
That was my baseball number.
Was it really? What was your team name? You want to give them a shout out? High school did you go to?
I went to Seton.
Seton?
We were the Seton Conquistadors.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
were.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. You know, like in basketball, where like you're always like go Eagles. You know, if you're like the whatever
what did you
Eagles,
guys do?
we would try to spell it out and it would always fail because and eventually they painted it on the gym wall.
How do you
So
spell
on basketball?
Can you spell conquistador?
Nope. I still need the gym wall painting.
You ever seen Apocalypto?
No.
You've never seen Apocalypto with Mel Gibson? The Mel
think-
Gibson movie about the Native American and
No. Are
South
you thinking of
America?
Apocalypse Now. I've seen that.
Apocalypto.
No, I've never seen Apocalypto. I've seen
you
Apocalypse
like history?
Now. I love history.
Watch Apocalypto. You know the guy who made Passion of the Christ and Braveheart?
Yes, I know who Mel Gibson
Well,
is.
he made Apocalypto, and you need to go watch it. It's about the Aztecs. Basically, the Aztecs.
Was he a conquistador?
At the end, I can't tell you that. but
Okay.
Yeah, I ruined it for you, but yeah, go watch the movie.
Okay.
Great movie. Anyway, this is Visitor Parking, episode 42. Thank you, Curtis.
You're welcome.
God bless America, and God bless our troops.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Let's start your engines. Dude, Curtis, that was an hour. That was an hour on this camera alone. The other camera had half an hour. That was almost a Joe Rogan.
Hey, Curtis, just wrap up a proposal response. Please send me a clean